Happy Life, Chapter 41. Start making amends the moment you realize you were in the wrong. Forget about surrendering to discouragement or remorse. Just as you must not persist in the wrongdoing, you must not beat yourself up in regret. Remorse only role is making one aware of the wrong. Forgive yourself. Take heart and begin the task of personal rebalance by lessening and repairing the harm you have caused. So today's lesson speaks about the need for self-forgiveness, which is very, very essential for our happiness. As we observe life and how we go about our lives, a lot of times there's the natural suffering that comes from the natural pain, I should say, that comes from the difficulties, from the trials, from our limitations and frailties. But there is a tremendous amount of suffering that's added on top of it as another layer that comes from lack of self-forgiveness. We regret what we have done. We all going to commit mistakes. That is part of the equation necessarily for our love of evolution and awareness, and that is part of God's plans to start with, because God made us in such a way that God wants us to learn through trials and errors and learn from our mistakes. That's how we grow. So once a mistake is committed and we realize that we did some wrong, it is important to become aware. And that's what regret is about. Becoming aware and saying, this is not right, I wish to do better. And that is an important point, but not one to be stuck on. Because the moment that we become stuck on regret and remorse, then what happens is we are not taking responsibility over our actions and taking the next step, which is really, really the necessary step to achieve rebalance and peace, which is to be able to amend. So Joanna is going to say, forget about surrendering to discourage or remorse. As you must not persist in wrongdoing, you must not beat yourself up in regret. So the role of remorse is awareness. Once that is done, it's necessary to move on to the next step, which is what? Self-forgiveness. The more we're able to forgive ourselves, the more we're able to forgive others as well. And then the very, very important step that comes after, which is the task of personal rebalance by lessening and repairing the harm that we have caused. So sometimes we do forgive ourselves, but we're still very stuck in pride, and we feel as if we are going to ask someone for forgiveness, or we have to amend our own wrongdoings as if we were lessening ourselves. So our egos, they block our actions because we have this illusion of grandiosity, and if we have to amend our wrongs, then we would be lessening ourselves, which is really not true. Every time that we're able to recognize the wrong that we have done, and we're able to ask for forgiveness and forgive ourselves, and most importantly, we're able to amend, this is the moment that we truly, truly grow and become big. Not big in the ego sense, but big in the sense of self. The self grows, the light shines stronger because we made ourselves small. Because we, in this sense, we step down from the place of illusion that we put ourselves, and now we grow in truth, we grow in essence, we grow spiritually, and this is precisely the path for self-enlightenment. So this is a really crucial lesson when we think about happy life. In terms of being happy, so much suffering comes from the lack of self-forgiveness. So let's start with small things, very small things, taking this practice of becoming aware, and then moving forward to self-forgiveness, and then doing whatever we need to do to amend, to repair, to replace, to fix what was broken, and then we will find peace, we will find harmony, and we will find happiness. Have a great day.